Wow, it's cool. 2 years ago, I was asked to save 4BY Amsterdam. That company was basically dead. We tried our best with what we had. But after a year, I went back to my shareholders and told them we had to make a crucial decision. Do or die. Our choices were to continue and end up bankrupt, to wrap up the company and give up now, or to invest one last time and see where it may lead us. We decided to make a go of it. And look at us, here I am, presenting to you in this venue on the largest stage in Las Vegas to tell you our story. When I became CEO of 4BY, it was a traditional company, employing 180 people. We precast concrete elements for houses, offices, tunnels, bridges, sound barriers, elements for the nuclear industry, both in Europe and the US. Our market was much too diversified. Our lead times were long, up to 5 weeks. Our customers weren't satisfied. And even though the products were good, we were in deep trouble due to the continuing and serious losses. One slide back, please. Searching for a solution, we got into contact with Autodesk. Together with them and other partners, we created the finest state-of-the-art prefab factory in Europe, maybe even the world. Autodesk invited us to come here in Vegas and hopefully inspire you by telling you our story. This is our factory. As you can see, the 4BY production plant is located in Amsterdam. Over the last year, we narrowed down our market to housing and some specials. The precast concrete elements for housing that we now produce are much more sophisticated than we used to make. They include made-to-measure reinforcement, door and window frames, all the wiring and the pipes. So, how did we achieve that? My story is the story of switching from a labor-intensive approach to capital-intensive approach. Deciding on a real focus in the company, deciding on real partnerships, and serious, out-of-the-box thinking. Basing everything we do on what the customer wants. Inventive thinking with forward-thinking partners. Partners with the daring and courage to think differently and to operate differently. In just 9 months, we moved a traditional production company right into the center of today's digital world. Ready for the future. And with amazing results. Revit. Autodesk 3D design platform for building preparation. Became the digital point of departure for our concept. It controls the creative process and also the whole production line, just like a 3D printer. But with one big difference. The 3D printer on the left needs 24 hours to finish a house. In our robotized factory in Amsterdam, we produce the prefabbed elements for 18 houses in the same time. The preparation time of the new digital production takes 80% less time. Not 5 weeks, but 5 days. The casting molds can be made in a fraction of the time we needed before. It used to be 2 days, and now this is down to 6 minutes. With guaranteed accuracy down to the millimeter. Generated design. Generated design combines the expertise of 5 specialists. Our new process means that we no longer need these specialists. Revit software calculates unit construction recipes, does clash checks, organizes the production, generates a schedule, and manages the robots in the factory and the logistics. So, what's the biggest advantage? Every item can be 100% customized without changing the production process. And the result is a product of much higher quality, made with far more sustainable methods. The results are truly amazing. With the help of Autodesk, 4x is revolutionizing the building sector. We have a short clip that shows how the process works. Have a look.
The predictability of the world is changing. An increasing number of disruptive players has managed to go from nothing to market domination in just a few years. Take Airbnb or Booking.com, which are turning the hotel market upside down, or Uber, that is completely transforming the taxi market. These companies are entirely focused on making everything as easy, flexible, and fast as possible for you. A major change is also taking place in housing construction. Up to now, to be perfectly honest, producers like us in construction have not been particularly known for our accessibility, flexibility, and speed. In fact, ordering a product from us has meant supplying us with every last detail, weeks in advance, even though it's not always possible to plan everything so many weeks beforehand. Sometimes there are last-minute adjustments, such as buyer's alterations, or you need to place an extra order. Until today, that was an impossible undertaking in the construction industry. To address this change, to become more focused on service as a production company, we've had to make a huge turnaround as a company. Take, for example, the amount of paper and labour that came with producing prefab walls. The files in which the building plans were supplied needed to be converted into technical drawings. A time-wasting process that, of course, caused frustration. The technical drawings were printed, worked on with marker pens and pencils, to then be incorporated into manufacturing designs, which were printed out in large quantities to be made into workbooks. The human factor led to the risk of differences in interpretation and consequently the threat of errors on the work floor. To prevent this, we started performing check after check, more loss of time, inefficient production, in short, wastage. To construct the mould for one single element before the concrete could be poured into it took us 2 whole days, and this craftsmanship was repeated over and over again for every new type of wall. at least up until now, because we have developed into a game changer, redesigning the process and allowing the individual client's wishes to be central. We think from the client's perspective. To do so, we have developed the equivalent of 3D printers for building elements. Instead of people doing everything by hand, we have an ultra-modern system of robots that perform the whole process with millimeter precision. We have a direct link with several CAD applications, such as Rivet, a program enabling us to convert building plans into 3D. With this application, just like you would supply the building plans, we make them production ready. No paperwork, everything digital. Less failure costs, a reduction in human error, improved quality, and with everything tailor-made and just in time. The mold for your modular element is built in just a few minutes, including construction features and installations. Every element is now made uniquely for you. Walls, facades, and tops can be produced interchangeably. So what does that mean for you? A simple process to get you from your drawing environment to the delivery of your walls. A flexible process with just-in-time production. Pull. A short lead time, meaning that the time between order and delivery is extremely short. High quality, high accuracy, and cost-efficient. Even just a few weeks before the start of production, the purchaser can still choose to make adjustments to his construction walls and facades. We are extremely proud that we, as Voorbij Prefab, can make this accessible to the world. Our very own top team, worthy of the Champions League, is ready, trained to help you with every possible aspect of prefab, with speed and flexibility, fully equipped with an ultra-modern system. From a company focused on production, we have become a true service provider. We've embarked on turning the construction world upside down. Will you join us?